Happy New Year, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Margaret, and this channel is all about self-help videos. So if you're one of those game changers that want to improve their lives, their relationships, their career, you are definitely in the right place. So today I'm going to give you the exact steps that you can take for you to develop a new habit. Of course, we've heard people talk about good and bad habits, successful and unsuccessful habits, habits that poor people have and rich people have. But how exactly do you tackle moving from a bad habit to a good habit? What are the necessary steps do you take to develop a new habit? Okay, that is exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. So let's get started. Okay, for the first step, it is actually that you tackle one habit at a time. A habit is something that you develop when you repeatedly do it for about 20 to 30 days. So it is not going to be possible for you to tackle a lot of habits at the same time because it's so hard for you to focus and just do one thing repeatedly, like over and over every single day. Consistency is really a hard thing to do, to build in a human being. So decide that you're going to tackle one habit at a time and prioritize what habit do you think is necessary at that moment for you to start with. Okay, just don't be a jack of all trades because you're going to master nothing, and make sure that it really turns into a habit, something that you can do without thinking about it, something that you don't have to stress when doing it. Okay, that is what a habit is all about. So when you say I'm going to do this for about 30 days, that's a month, make sure that you do it every single day, which leads me to step number 2, and that is that you input new data. What is it going to take for you to learn on how you can be consistent with that habit that you have decided you're going to tackle in that month? Okay, do your research, find out from people who's had the same habit and how they are coping with it. How are they doing? How did they start, and what made them be consistent and turn that into a habit? That is what is called inputting new data. Step number 3 is that you actually affirm that. Okay, on your way, 30 days is such a long time for you to do one thing every single day. Sometimes it may get boring, sometimes you're going to forget. But every time you talk about what you're doing, it's kind of a reminder to say, this is what I'm supposed to do today and tomorrow. Okay, so you're just not talking about it to yourself, but you can tell people around you. Okay, it's not necessarily lying about it, because sometimes you can say you are doing something, and when people around you notice that you're not doing it, they might think that you're lying, but not really. You're just trying to build that belief system in you that you're doing it. And when you know that people have heard you talk about it, you want to prove to them that you're actually doing it. So it's some kind of motivation actually. So affirm, tell people what you're doing, what you're up to, especially close friends and family. They're going to support you in trying to develop a new habit, guys. Okay, so step number 4 is for you to visualize and imagine yourself doing that. Imagine that it is a new habit that you have developed and you're not stressing when doing it. It's just something that comes to you unconsciously. Okay, it's okay to dream and to fantasize. Close your eyes and imagine that it's actually happening for you. You have turned that new thing you're doing into a habit. That kind of motivates you, because when you are kind of imagining how it would feel like to be and to do what you want to do, diet, or that has to do with your learning skills, that has to do with your reading, any area of your life, imagine and visualize yourself doing that habit. You will feel good and it will motivate you. Okay, so let's go to step number 5, and this is that you resolve that you will not make any excuses, no exceptions to why you are not going to follow up with that habit that you're trying to develop. No excuses, guys. You have to do what you have to do no matter what happens to you, whether you feel motivated or not. I mean, that's the difference between successful and unsuccessful people. They both don't feel like doing something, but successful people are actually determined and disciplined to do whatever it takes to go for that which they have to go. It might not be interesting, sometimes it's going to be boring, but you need to resolve that you're going to do it anyway. Okay, so make sure that you do not allow any exceptions to why you should not go for that. Continue practicing it for over 30 days and it's going to come out naturally. Step number 6, and that's my final tip, it is actually that when you fall off the horse, get back up. It's not always going to be easy. Sometimes, some days you're going to fail to do what you were supposed to do. Some days you're going to forget. But hey, as soon as you remember, do what you must do, okay? Don't stop because you forgot and you didn't do it. So you're just like, okay, I'm not going to do it anymore. No, take it as on. Just continue doing it until you master the art of doing what you want to do. And then you're going to develop that habit that you want to develop. And hey, there are 12 months in a year. So if you resolve that you're going to develop one habit a month, it's most likely that you are able to develop 12 good habits, 12 successful habits, and 12 rich habits in a year, which is, a blast, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This is a self-help channel where you can find a lot of things that you want to know, how you can be creative, how you can develop new habits, how you can become a genius, the importance of books, etc. So make sure you subscribe for more such videos and give me a thumbs up if this video was in any way helpful to you. Now let's check out the quote of the day.